He was just a boy, 14 years old, Emmett Till. His death became a roar that awakened the conscience of a sleeping nation. Today, you'll hear how a single teenager became a symbol in the battle against racial hatred in America. Emmett Till was born in Chicago. His mother raised him alone. He was cheerful, had a slight stutter from childhood polio, and loved telling jokes. But in the summer of 1955, everything changed. He went to visit relatives in Money, Mississippi, a place where different laws reigned. Not written in books, but in minds poisoned by segregation. On August 24, 1955, Emmett and his cousins visited a store owned by a white family, the Bryants. Some say he simply said bye, others claimed he whistled at the 21-year-old Carolyn Bryant. In the Jim Crow South, such actions by a black boy could mean danger or death. Decades later, in 2007, Carolyn Bryant admitted she had lied. Emmett had not touched her, had not arrested her, but it was too late. In the early hours of August 28, Roy Bryant and his half-brother J.W. Millam abducted Emmett at gunpoint. They tortured him, beat him beyond recognition, shot him in the head, then tied a 75-pound cotton gin fin to his neck with barbed wire and threw his body into the Tallahatchie River. In September 1955, Bryant and Millam stood trial in a white courtroom before an all-white, all-male jury. Even though Emmett's great-uncle Moses Wright bravely pointed at the killers in court, a terrifying act in the segregated South, the jury deliberated for just 67 minutes. One juror said, "If we hadn't stopped to drink a pop, it would have been quicker." A few months later, protected by double jeopardy, Bryant and Millam sold their story to Look magazine and admitted to the murder. They felt no remorse. Emmett Till's murder ignited something powerful. Just months after his funeral, Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a Montgomery bus. She later said, "I thought about Emmett Till, and I couldn't go back." His story became a spark in the flame of the civil rights movement, a movement that would shake the very core of American society. In 2022, the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act was signed into law, finally making lynching a federal hate crime. Too late for justice, but never too late for truth. This isn't just a story of brutality. It is a story of how truth, even when buried in the mud of a river, can rise and speak louder than any lie. Emmett Till's voice was silenced, but his legacy still speaks. Like, share, and subscribe, because stories like this must never be forgotten.